So now let's learn how to execute commands using the command line. I'm going to open up my PowerShell by typing in Windows and start typing the word PowerShell and hit enter. And then it'll open up my command line to my users Peter Jang folder, and I want to navigate to a folder where I have some Ruby code and see how we can start to execute that. So I'll type in ls and I see a list of folders, and I can cd into documents. And now here's a handy shortcut. If I start typing in the word documents and I hit tab, PowerShell will do like an autocomplete. It fills in an extra dot, slash, and slash, and so you can ignore that. That's just saying the dot is the current directory, but it's essentially just typing in the word documents for me. And then I can hit ls, and I want to cd into code, and again I'll start typing the word code and hit tab, and then ls, and here's my folder called weekend work. Now before I get into that folder, which actually has some Ruby code, I want to show you a command which we haven't learned yet. So far the only commands we know are ls and cd. There's a command called start, which will basically do the default action that Windows has set up. So if I say start weekend work, hit tab and then enter, it actually will do the default action on that folder, which is open up that folder using File Explorer. So I can go ahead and close that. You can also give a command an argument. So in this case, this is going to be a little bit complicated, but what if I wanted to open up that folder with a different program other than the default one? Well, I can say start and give the extra argument in quotes of where the program is that I want to open it up. And so in this case, I know I have a program installed, C:/program files/ Sublime, and I want to try and basically open it up using Sublime the executable. So I'll start typing in that, and I'll want it to open up with that, and then I'll type in the name of the folder, weekend work. And so what this is saying is I want to open up the folder weekend work, but I'm going to give it this extra argument, which is the path to the executable itself, and that'll open up the folder in Sublime the same way as us doing file open folder. That's obviously very inconvenient, so we're going to want a more smooth way to do that, and the simple solution to that is if I can put this, make it a shortcut to typing in all of this, then there'll be a faster way for me to open up my stuff through the terminal. Let's also see how to open up an individual file. So right now I'm in this code folder. I'm going to cd into my weekend work folder itself, and then cd into my algo folder. And if I type in ls, I can see that I have a couple of Ruby files in here. So again, I've just been using cd and ls to navigate around, but now I actually see a Ruby file. So if I go ahead and use the same command start to open up that file, and let's start typing in this word, find longest word, and hit tab and hit enter. In my case, it opens up with Sublime because I set up Sublime to be the default program to open up a Ruby file. If yours doesn't do that, it'll open up in whatever program that you have as a default, which might be a different text editor, or it might be no program at all. It depends on your settings. In this case, I want to say, since this is a Ruby file, I actually want to execute the code. In order to do that, I want, instead of using the command start, I want to use the command Ruby. Now Ruby does not come installed default with Windows, so if you do not have Ruby installed, the next screencast will actually show you how to do that. Since I have Ruby installed, I can type in Ruby is the command and find longest word. So again, I can use a program to install extra commands into my terminal. In this case, I have a command called Ruby, which now if I hit enter, actually executes the Ruby code. So this is the key to using the terminal, is navigating to the appropriate file or directory, and then running a command to do something with that file or directory. And this is how we're going to be using the terminal to execute many different commands through our programming career.